thinking I'm alive, about my desires. They're taking me away, somewhere I want to be without you. I'm learning how to breathe. It seems to be so slow. My life is getting colder. I'm learning how to live in this world that is asleep. I wanna feel that I'm the reason for sad emotions every season. I want to feel your love in the darkness falling down. Don't be afraid to be so true. Just know that the reason is you. That I can find a way to give much joy to other people, to feel the love they're giving me. I know that it's not right to run away and hide, to act like I'm a single person, like I don't need anyone. I'm learning how to live in this world that is asleep. I wanna feel that I'm the reason for sad emotions every season. I want to feel your love.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Or good afternoon, or good evening. I watch a channel that says good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. That's the way he says it. So I guess we'll start saying that.
We could just say good day. And that could cover
yeah, we
it
could
all.
say good day. You know, it's 11:03 a.m. here on the Pacific coast of Canada. Well, happy Saturday, everyone. It is Saturday, June 15th. We are coming to you live from Powell River, British Columbia, Canada. Welcome to our YouTube channel and support group, The Cognitive Nomad. I'm your host and facilitator, Larry Giroux. My co-host is my beautiful and loving wife, Ananda. She's right there, right beside me, always. This is a place where I share my journey with ADHD, BPD, chronic pain, and my love for travel. We want to foster a supportive community and break mental health stigmas along the way. We go live every Saturday with the Cognitive Nomad Show at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. For those that are new here, I started this channel in hopes of spreading awareness about mental health and its struggles. A place for you all to come and support each other in a loving and caring way. Please join our online peer support group for mutual assistance and travel inspiration and any other supports that are needed along the way. There's the group link to the Facebook group. Subscribe and follow now for empathy, adventure, and advocacy. I want this community. I don't know why that's still in there. I already said that. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. This helps out the channel tremendously. While you're at it, hit the bell notification so you can be notified of new content coming out or when we go live again. Please consider sharing our channel out to someone who you believe may benefit from our group. Also, please check out my other channel called Plump Travelers, which focuses on accessible travel, providing insights into disability-friendly destinations and cruising tips. Oh my God, these words.
Tongue twisters.
Yeah, they are sometimes. We also have resources for anybody looking for resources called BetterHelp.com. This is the explanation. BetterHelp is a mental health platform that provides direct online counseling, therapy services via web or phone text communication. So if you want any more information about BetterHelp, check out the link below. This is not a sponsored link. I just want to support them because I know a lot of large YouTube channels that are following and using BetterHelp. And lastly, all of our links will be in the chat below. Let me turn that off for now. Oh, okay, let's go in the chat. Let's see who's here. let's see. We got first in was my sister Cindy. Cindy.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Don. Hello, hello, hello. Woo-hoo. And then Danny D, the spectacular supporter. Yo, Yiggy, yo. Hey, my beautiful friend and Nana and nap time. Larry, yeah. What's
Hello.
up? Hi, Danny. There's
Hi,
my
Taylor.
beautiful daughter, Taylor. Woohoo! Can't wait to go visit Taylor in New Mexico. Woo! Saying hello, Cindy Hayes, and good noon. Good noon. And there's our Michael.
Hi,
And
Michael.
I actually usually send out the link in chat, but I actually got sidetracked. We're almost ready for a nap here.
Yeah.
Good day, friends. There's our Dewey. There's Dewey. Hey, Dewey.
You didn't do the wave.
Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. Gotta go back. Hi, Dewey. What did he say here? Did you see Karen Nate's video today? Good tie-in, better help today. Oh, so no, I have not seen Karen Nate's video today. So yes, I will go check it out. And if you guys don't know who Karen Nate are, they are a very big travel YouTube channel. They've traveled to 100 and something countries, I think it was. They are a very huge YouTube channel in the travel community. Go check out their channel. It's called Karen and Nate.
Is that what it's called?
I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Now you threw me off with that question. I don't know. Let's go back here. I just wanted to bring in. So today's topic is an open panel. We're going to do another open panel. Again, I got sidetracked, and Andrew reminded me that I did say mental health trivia. So I'm choosing to bring that in next week. I do apologize. So today is another open panel. If you want to come up and talk about this or that, whatever you're going through, if you need some support, or if you just want to come up and talk about anything positive, what's going on in your life, please let us know. You know what I mean? Like, how was your week? Any struggles you would like to talk about? Let us know in the comments. Okay, so now I think what I'm going to do, I need a drink first.
Dewey says she is revealing very emotional news today, Kara.
Really? I'll have to go check that out, Dewey. That's my girl. We need to take care of her. She's really.
Larry's been watching them for a long time.
I've been watching them. Wow, gosh, since day one I started on YouTube. they if you notice on my other Plum Travelers channel, I have all these inspirational channels on there, and Karen Nate's right in there. Okay, so what I want to do, guys, as I said, this is a community-driven thing here. But I wanted to give out little snippets of information about mental health here. Like last week, what did I do last week? It was, oh gosh, wow, I'm brain freezing on last week.
Critical thinking and
all that kind of stuff. And so I just wanted to bring up this first. Hold on, the disclaimer. The information on this channel is provided as an information resource only, and it is not to be used or relied on for any diagnostic or treatment purposes. It is also important to never self-diagnose yourself or to try to diagnose anyone without proper training. Please consult your healthcare provider before making any healthcare decisions or for guidance about a specific medical condition. Cognitive Nomad expressly disclaims responsibility and shall have no liability for any damages, loss, injury, or liability whatsoever suffered as a result of your reliance on the information contained on this channel. By joining this group or joining any of its discussions, you agree to these terms and conditions, which may from time to time be changed or supplemented by Cognitive Nomad. If you do not agree to the foregoing terms and conditions, you should not enter into any of its discussions. So again, yes, whatever information that is provided on here, we are not doctors. It is just for awareness to maybe, think a little about what's going on in your life, and you might be able to, go see a professional, and they'll help you to deal with all that in that way. I'm just sharing little bits of information that I get off the information that I've been going through. And Ann and I are both taking DBT courses, dialectical behavioral training, and which is really helping us out tremendously, man. Like I highly recommend I highly recommend you all you guys out there, to check out DBT. It's quite amazing. A lot of the times we get, and this was part of my last week's training, a lot of us get too caught up on what we want to see the world be, instead of allowing whatever life be it. And so these are skills that you learn on how to deal with certain situations in your life, and it'll help you to, calm down. Like in my case, I have anger issues. It's not anger management issues. I have trouble with emotional regulation. So these are skills that I'm learning. So today, I just wanted to share a little thing here that I have set up. I got it from the internet. This is all information taken off the internet, guys. So a minute here. Let me bring it up.
There's Joe Hupp.
Joe, how you doing, Joe? Nice to see you. Good day. Wait a minute. That's really early in the morning for you guys out there. They're like
it's 11:11 here.
Holy cow! Joe's up early. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to say good morning because I pretty much can tell that it's morning there, Joe.
It's like probably like 6 in the morning or something.
Yeah, roughly about that time. Yeah. So today I wanted to share about male menopause. And I know you guys out there, they're going to look at me like kind of strange and think, male menopause? Oh, I never heard of that. Because believe it or not, there are many people out there that have no clue what male menopause is.
No, it's not talked about like women's is.
No, women talk about it all the time. And, they're allowed to say, I'm cranky because it's that time of the month. Stop looking at the comments.
I'm allowed.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share a little bit about male menopause. It's not long. It's just a short little thing here, and I just want to read what it's all about. And it's just to spread awareness, guys. You don't have to take it for every word and stuff. I personally believe, and this is a belief. This is not diagnosis, everyone. So we're not allowed to self-diagnose ourselves, but we are allowed to be curious about things.
Yeah, but you've been told you have hormonal changes.
I have hormonal changes,
basically,
but there's never been an exact diagnosis of, hey, you're going through andropause. They've never once said that. Well, they've commented about certain things. So anyway, both men and women go through life changes. Can you read a little bit so I can take some?
In your 20s, you feel young and invincible. You go to school or work, spend lots of time with friends, and figure out who you are and where you want to go in life. In your 30s, you may focus on starting a family and building a career. But by your mid to late 40s, stability can set in. Your career is probably established, your family is growing up, and you may begin to see the physical signs of aging. Yet rather than celebrating your accomplishments, you may find yourself in crisis, a midlife crisis. Even though midlife changes may coincide with and compound the effects of male menopause, the two are not synonymous. Many men experience a decline in hormone levels known as andropause, starting as early as their mid-30s. Most men, however, receive a hormonal reality check in their mid-40s when testosterone levels can diminish. This change not only affects men's sex life, but their emotional health as well. Some doctors argue that this condition is not an inevitable part of the aging process because it doesn't occur in all men or come on as suddenly as female menopause. However, andropause or male menopause is a physical condition that affects many men and one that can and should be addressed and dealt with. What is andropause? Andropause, also known as male menopause, occurs in men starting as early as age 35. Unlike the sudden drop in estrogen experienced by women in menopause, andropause begins with gradual hormonal and physiological changes. Men experience a decline in testosterone, thyroid, growth hormone, and DHEA. This can cause a man's skin to sag, energy levels to drop, and sexual stamina to diminish. Signs of andropause include memory loss, decreased bone density, weight gain, decreased energy and strength, emotional changes such as irritability, anxiety and depression, sexual changes such as reduced sexual desire, erectile dysfunction, or difficulties in ejaculating, sleep disturbances. Why is testosterone so important? Testosterone plays a vital role in men's health. The pituitary gland produces hormones that travel through the bloodstream to the testicles, where they stimulate the testicles to produce testosterone and sperm. This testosterone regulates sex drive and the reproductive organs, helps maintain muscle strength, and affects the skin, liver, bone, heart, prostate, and mental functioning.
You want me to finish? Approximately 20% of men over the age of 50 will have clinical signs of testosterone insufficiency. This medical condition is linked to depression, fatigue, reduced lean body mass and muscle strength, decreased bone density, a lower interest in sex, and erectile dysfunction. Staying healthy through andropause. Although you may not be able to completely ward off the onset or effects of male menopause, research has shown that the excessive alcohol consumption, obesity, smoking, hypertension, poor diet, and lack of exercise can contribute to this condition. If you or someone you know shows some signs of andropause noted above, consider visiting your doctor, discuss the symptoms you are experiencing, and have your testosterone levels checked. If testosterone levels if testosterone levels are low, your doctor might prescribe testosterone replacement therapy. Exercising regularly, limiting caffeine and alcohol consumption, finding ways to relieve and manage stress, talking to someone, discuss your condition with a friend, your partner, your doctor, or counselor. Reducing meat consumption. Many types of meat are fattened up with female hormones like estrogen. If men eat a lot of meat, it can reduce their levels of male hormone testosterone.
Or drink a lot of milk. Just saying.
Like, thank you for throwing me off. She said milk, guys. I drink a lot of milk. Reducing your saturated fat intake to lessen the risk of prostate cancer. Studies indicate that the men who eat more than 30 grams of saturated fat, meat and dairy, a day have twice the risk of developing prostate cancer as do men who eat only 11 grams of saturated fat a day. Drinking plenty of water.
Remember, the symptoms of low testosterone levels don't have to be accepted as a normal part of aging, so seek medical advice. Although andropause is a physical condition, it can have far-reaching psychological, interpersonal, social, and spiritual effects. So be sure to discuss your condition with someone whom you trust and can rely on for support.
There we go. And that's it. That's all I got for that. So the reason why I brought that up is yes, I have andropause. I'm going through andropause. It's quite clear that I am.
Quite clear.
And I've been going through it for quite a few years now. I can't remember exactly how it is.
Since I met you.
But one of the things that I really wanted to talk about and stuff is like anger, irritability. Another name for what people like to call this condition is grumpy old man syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really look into it and study and research about what andropause is, it's not an anger issue. It's the hormones. Like women can relate to this. If you're having your monthly cycle and all that kind of stuff, you get irritated.
Mm-hmm.
And I can clearly empathize. Excuse me, what that's like. You can get really irritable. It's not excusable. We're not allowed to be yelling and screaming at each other, but it's understandable. I understand why Ananda, is a certain way. So just like she can understand, my irritability and I get yelling at her or get mad or whatever, like I did a couple of weeks ago, not at her, but I was on a computer. I'm angry, but that's what it is. But so what's happening is
I'm allowed to want to kill you at least once a month?
Of course you can.
Okay.
Of course you can. Just like I want to do to you sometimes. Like, they say 50-50, right? So, what's been happening is when I went into get checked out for anxiety, I was having really, really, really bad anxiety. I worked in a frontline work, working at a homeless shelter, supporting people and all that kind of stuff. And you would think, okay, well, you have it all together. No, not even doctors and psychiatrists. They have to have another psychiatrist help them deal with their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And so what was happening is I got checked out for anxiety. And at first they thought I had bipolar, and it was It was crazy. And I had to go through every single med you can think of. What do they call it? SSRIs.
It's literally been on every single.
Oh my
mental
God,
health
guys.
med.
It is retarded.
It caused way more problems than he
Truthfully,
began with.
it actually had me thinking, like, I'll never ever get to the bottom of life, as in like committing suicide and stuff. I've had those thoughts. I've had dark thoughts. I'm pretty sure, you know, we've all thought of you know, dying and all that kind of stuff, right? I have no desire to kill myself. There's nothing there whatsoever. But during this period of going through this medication, I had some really dark thoughts. Like, you know, not that I wanted to like go that extra mile to take my life. It was like, you know, why this?
It was changing your serotonin levels,
Yes.
going up and down and up and down. And
Yeah.
that can really mess you up. I think some doctors are pretty liberal with medications sometimes, and they're not the ones experiencing the like up and down of it. They're just like, oh, we'll just try this one then. They'll just try this one then. And 20 later, your brain's just like, what just actually happened here? Like, it can't, like, yeah, he was way worse for months after that.
Way worse. And I'm glad I'm not on that anymore. And so a lot of you guys have seen me throughout the, like, I started Plum Travelers in October of 2019. And I've taken so many mental health breaks, and that's what was really going on there. Like, I was going through so many med changes and irritable and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't want to bring it out to you guys and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh, like, enough's enough. So eventually I cut out all of those crazy meds. I'm pretty stable right now. But what's happening is I actually was taking testosterone shots weekly. I used to get an injection in our arm, and we can do them at home of testosterone. A lot of people, they'll go to the hospital and they'll get them done, or their doctors and stuff. But we also take an injectable.
You have your own nurse, so.
Yeah, I have my own nurse here, and Anda's my personal nurse. She's not officially a nurse,
pretty close.
but she helps me with all my medical stuff. So she's the one that used to give me my testosterone. So actually, I started out with what they call androgel, and it was a little package of testosterone replacement, and you just rubbed it into your shoulder once a week, or was it? No, it was once a day. I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was once a day. Actually, I still got the package.
like 10 years expired.
10 years expired. Anyway, so it used to be a gel, and you put it on there, and it would help with your testosterone. And so why that happened is that I noticed a lot of fatigue and tiredness and irritability and stuff. So they checked my blood, and it turned out that my testosterone levels was low.
Very low.
It went down to 4, and in an average person is supposed to be up over 10. And so, but it kept dropping, like, over time. It kept dropping very quickly, and they couldn't figure it out. Now I can pretty much safely say it was because I'm andropause. That's what it is. It's all part of it. Same with you girls that go through your menopause. Although Amanda's still young, she's in her 30s, so
yeah, that's years
and years for you. And so, and that's what's happening is I was getting really irritable. So they gave me the testosterone and all that kind of stuff. But then I guess over time it starts to weaken a bit, I guess you were saying.
Well, you just didn't do well with testosterone. It made you very irritable. It was very up or down. It doesn't stay even.
It wasn't keeping my.
And the main problem too was that testosterone actually, even though you'd think it would help your sperm, it actually depletes sperm levels.
Yeah.
And we were thinking of having a child, so we wanted to get rid of that. So that's when they put you on the Clomid.
So yeah, I was on testosterone for a couple of years, weekly injections, for you guys that are scared of needles, it's nothing. Like, it's, boom, done, needles aren't bad, guys. Because I take I stopped for a bit, Ozempic, and that's a needle that, once a week as well. So it's nothing. Like,
Dawn might argue with you on needles.
Yeah, Dawn will argue. Cindy Taylor, my
She's
sister.
Scared of needles.
She's really scared of needles. And so, now I am actually on clomiphene.
Yeah.
It's called clomiphene. And guys, you're gonna laugh, okay? clomiphene. I'm on a medication called clomiphene, or Clomid, we call it also.
Clomid's a name brand.
It's the name brand, yeah. Anyway, so clomiphene is a women's. You explain that part.
They usually use it to produce eggs for women that are trying to conceive and having problems with fertility. And then I guess they figured out it could also be used for men. What it does is it produces estrogen in both men and women. But for men, once they start producing the estrogen, their body kicks in and sends out testosterone to cover that estrogen. So it actually causes their body to produce more testosterone that way.
And it's such a cheese that doesn't make things grow. Although, guys, okay. If you ever get into this, you might want to check this out. And if you have to take testosterone, I highly recommend the Clomid part better over testosterone. I won't get into specifics. Danny, close your ears, Danny. Danny, I don't want you to hear this. It really helps out with some things, just like that blue and yellow pill. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, Dewey says she would hate where I have to get my needles at times.
Yes. Dewey,
I'd probably scare her to death.
Dewey, I'm actually going to open up the panel here.
You can tell her all about it.
We can discuss this here in a second. Anyway, I just wanted to finish up there with that. Was like, we need to be careful with mental health and all that kind of stuff when we're dealing with so many things. I have ADHD, which causes so many symptoms. Then these other things can cause symptoms and stuff like that. And so I just want to bring in this part here. Again, a lot of people on YouTube, they don't share their personal stories. My life is an open book. Of course, I don't go into every single little detail, but I say things how it is, what I've gone through. And same with Ananda. We both are like twins in that department. We share our lives in hopes of inspiring other people, to keep positive. Because this world is pretty dark right now. It is really dark. And so actually for a long time, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and they actually prescribed me, what's the term for Ativan? Like what type?
Lorazepam?
Yeah, but it's not like, what is
benzo.
It? A benzodiazepine. It's a benzo. It's an addictive drug. A lot of people get addicted to these pills, benzodiazepines, or what was the other one? Lorazepam, or the other name is Ativan, which is what I take. And it's a very small sublingual under your tongue pill. If you have an anxiety, I take the smallest dose. They started me out on, I think, 1 milligram, but now I take a 0.5 on rare occasions now. I don't take it anymore. There might be a rare situation that I'll get into.
That's how it's meant to be taken.
And that's how it's meant to be taken.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of experience with drug addictions and stuff, because Anand and I both were outreach workers, and I worked with homeless and all that. So I do understand the addictive side of things. I'm not saying I'm not an addict, because I got addicted to food. So I do understand addictions, but I do have a great understanding and respect for these benzodiazepines, because they're a very addictive drug. I had family members that got addicted to them. I know a lot of people that got addicted to them, but I've been able to keep safe on them. And my psychiatrist that I deal with, they know all the ins and outs, and they can see how much I'm taking and all that kind of stuff. So if that might help you, hey, ask your doctor, talk to your doctor about that. I seen Joe saying he deals with anxiety and stuff. Joe, you can check that out. Now, in my case, I'm 300 and I don't know. I haven't checked my weight. I'm over 300 pounds. And this little pill, it's a 0.5 of a milligram or whatever they call it. It's a very, very low dose. And all it does, it doesn't really, you don't even notice anything. It's just helps, takes that edge off.
They're good for like in the moment, or like panic attacks, things like that. But there's other medications if you have anxiety all the time that you can take to prevent it. There's SSRIs and certain anti-anxiety meds that aren't addictive that you can take daily to prevent it too, if that works for you too.
So what's happening now is because also with my andropause, that caused a lot of anxiety and still is. Like I get these hot flashes, guys. Dewey, when I was on the cruise with you, man, that's one of the reasons why it's even hotter. I don't know if you're going through andropause, Dewey, but that's one of the reasons why I was actually afraid to go on a cruise because, you know, I overheat. Ananda.
Yeah, we'll be in the middle of winter. It'll be like -20, and he's got the air conditioner on. Like I have like frost on, like on my nose when I wake up. Like,
You're making me cry. Like, come on.
It's ridiculous.
So how do you do this, guys? How would you do this if you're overheating and stuff like that, and the wife is freezing cold? How would you deal with it at home? Just help Ananda and I here. Here's part of this.
Separate bedrooms?
No way would I ever do separate bedroom.
I think
Dude,
we need separate.
You think
bedrooms.
we're royalty here
Yeah,
or what?
And then you may come into my bed chambers on occasion.
No. I'm gonna go into chat. I want to go back here. I haven't checked the chat for a while. Let's see here. So there's Joe. Hi, Joe. I hope you're still here. Nice truck, by the way. Joe, let me see. Found this channel through Plum Travelers Creators Group.
That's awesome.
Joe, that's Larry. It's me, Larry. You were live last night. Now I get to be live today. Isn't it nice? What was the other one? There was another one that they were making fun of a politician or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they want her to quit because she's saying something. I don't know. I know some guys who seem to live in perpetual menopause.
Yes.
Now, that might be a little different what you're talking about there, dude. And there's our friend Kenny. Hi, Kenny. Welcome in, Kenny. I am a little bit behind. 17:32. Oh, my God. I'm 15 minutes behind. Let's get ahead here. Yeah. Kenny, that is the regular thing.
Yeah.
Mom. Yeah. Hey, I'm here with our. Wait.
Hi, Karen.
It's Karen there. Oh, my other sister. Oh, my God. Speaking of menopause.
Dear. That's not nice.
I'm the baby of my family, guys. I'm 54. So these sisters, two sisters here, they're older than me. Speaking of all andropause and menopause. I love this panel. You guys are sharing some good advice. I suffer from anxiety and it's irritating. And yes, it is. It's very irritable to have anxiety. People think, like it's nothing really, you just deal with it and stuff like, but it really affects a person's life. And that's why I actually ended up going to see my, my personal doctor, and then eventually got referred to psychiatry. And then they thought I had bipolar and stuff like,
Yeah, I've struggled with anxiety my whole life. Yeah.
So let's see. This show helps us all, some in small ways, some in big ways, and some in ways you were not aware of at the time. Yes.
Thank you, Dewey.
Thank you, Dewey. So yeah, Dewey. Everybody out there, I used to be a support worker, front desk support worker, which was working with the homeless. Plus, we were also outreach worker together. And so this is my background. My background is helping people and basically inspiring people and helping them to get to the right resources and stuff. And that's what this channel is all about, Joe, just to let you know. I'm new to this whole live chat. Yes. Yeah. Hey, you did pretty good last night on Sean's. Hey, Larry, thanks for the great questions in Sean's live with myself and Nick yesterday. I really appreciate them. Hey, no problem, Joe. Hey, I'll have some when you go. You do your lives. You'll be in there. You got to get doing some lives. Show off Australia, Joe. Show where the red earth, because he lives in the really red part of Australia. Welcome and enjoy Cheapest Theory. Thanks, yeah, Dewey. There we go. I have anxiety too, but it's not bad, and me and my break habit. Yes, Danny, you were saying that not too long ago. Sometimes some people can deal with it, and it depends on whatever is going on. In my case, a lot of my anxiety, it depends on your triggers, Danny. Whatever the triggers are, I don't know your triggers, and there's many. Like in my case, andropause. Hot flashes. You would think, okay, you're just feeling hot and stuff, but that's very irritating. But it also causes your moods to go,
It causes your heart
heart and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, of course, that was my trigger. And that's what sometimes my anxiety gets out of hand, and I'll run to the Ativan to, just so I can have relief from it. But as we know, we shouldn't always rely on those kinds of things. Like in addictions, what it is we rely on something that takes care of the pain. Of course, you're going to run to something that's going to take care of the pain, but we can't always rely on it. If you can bear the thing, take it, do it that way. Because sometimes if you take it like relief, whatever the word you want to use, sometimes it weakens, and then it doesn't work for you anymore. So in my case, if I take too much Ativan, it's not going to work. It's actually going to make it worse.
Perpetuates the anxiety.
That's right. And so we need to be careful with even with pain meds and all that kind of stuff. Nobody wants to go sit in pain, but sometimes, depending on the pain level, like I have a high pain threshold and Ananda is lower. I don't expect her to sit through pain like I do. Like I can deal with a lot of pain, like, amazingly, but we still need to be careful on how we rely on those medications, because that's what happens. We get reliant on like a pain med, and we get carried away with that, and then we're always wanting, and we need more and more and more and more. Yeah, she would hate where I have to get needles at times. Dewey, you're gonna have to let go. Oh my, Larry has a high.
You sound like Gypsy.
No, yeah, I was trying to sound like V. I'm old enough. I'm 20. Oh my gosh, Danny, you're just a baby. Yeah, over here, Danny. Wait, Danny. Joe's just a baby still too. He's in his 30s. Or Joe. Wait, where is it? Right here. Yeah. Joe, are you still in your 30s, or did you hit the 40 yet? Yo, Joe. Okay, wait. I took search. There we go, for anxiety.
We both take sertraline.
Yeah, we both have. It was hard to remember to take it, but I did it. I was on 50 milligrams of it daily for 2 years, from 2000. Oh my, yeah. And how is it now? How's your anxiety now, Joe? What did she say? Karen said, "Shut your whore mouth, Joby." Karen, how's the hot flashes? You enjoy them like I do? Gone, you too? Yes, she said, "Stop telling her age." I didn't say her age. Did I say Karen is X number old? No, I just said she's older than me. I don't take anything. Danny, good for you.
Good.
Danny, if you can deal with that without medication, that's another important thing to say there as well. If you can deal with whatever you're dealing with without medication, that's the best part. Like you don't want to be relying on medications, guys. Medications do help in some ways, but you don't want to rely on them. Certainly, if you do need them, I would recommend taking medications, if it's the right medication for whatever you're dealing with.
Whatever makes your life manageable.
Mickey Mouse!
Elmo.
Friend! Daddy, do you know Elmo?
Which says, okay, myself and my kids all suffer from anxiety. Only one of the kids is on medication, has been for 13 years. Yeah,
it's hereditary.
It is hereditary. And again, as long as it's helping you and it's not affecting you negatively, then I don't see the problem with it, right? As long as it's helping you, obviously. I'm 39 last year, my dirty 30s. I remember that. I won't say nothing to you.
I'm still in mine too. So.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Still plays up at times. I simply walk away from the trigger and use some deep breathing. I've taught myself, yes, and that's another important thing there too. Is learning certain techniques so you can deal with it. So for us, and Ann and I, we use transcendental meditation. It's a form of meditation. There's so many different meditations out there. I highly, highly, highly recommend all you guys
and mindfulness
to experience meditate. Well, I was just going to use the word meditation. It's not necessarily transcendental meditation because that's pretty crazy. Mindfulness meditation would be your thing because that's usually free. And anything meditation, what that does, it calms your nervous system down. It calms everything down, and you're able to think clearly and stuff like that. You're able to deal with that anxiety much better than you would without medications. But you still can do it. You can train your brain, right? What's this?
Turkey for Rugrats, dude. Turkey for Rugrats, dude. Oh, Rugrats was one of my favorite shows.
If you can learn coping skills to deal with it, that is awesome. Others need to have meds to
Yes.
take that. No, I 100% agree, Michael Ann. And Michael Ann knows she worked in that industry before too. So, Joe, he does. And Michael Ann, and there we go. We're down to the bottom. Look at this. 2020 was a big trigger for me. Developed social anxiety.
It was a big trigger for a lot of people.
Well, I want to comment to that. Give me 1 second, Michael Ann. So during the pandemic, I actually developed that myself.
Yeah.
Very badly. And it wasn't necessarily because of the pandemic.
No.
It was because of really, I was going through all those medication changes and everything. I didn't want to be around people. We would go to the grocery store, I'd go with her, but I would not want to go anywhere near people because, you know, when you're out in that social environment, people want to talk to you. It's like, leave me alone. Just let me get my groceries. And in here, where the town where we live right here in Powell River on the west coast of Canada, it's very sociable. And everybody knows everybody.
Everyone wants to talk.
Everyone
You
wants
can't
to
just
talk.
run into a store and get
No.
something without seeing 10 people you know.
Yeah, and so I would always, you know what, love, here, pay for the groceries, and I would go wait in the van because I could not, like, there was a lot of times where I shut down, like I just couldn't handle it. What's this? Hello, Joe. Good to see you on the Ducks Live. Yes, it was great to see you last night, Joe. Thanks. It was so much fun. After we finished, Sean and Alana took Nick and I down to get some spaghetti ice. Oh, you guys had some spaghetti ice. I'm very jealous. Living in a small town, I'm sure you know, you live in a small town, Joe. I think you did. It's hard to get all that kind of stuff. Okay, so what I normally do, Joe, is if you can see up over top of my head here, open panel. What I'll do is I will share a link, and you must be subscribed to the channel, and I think you already said you would do. Excuse me, but I open up the panel for anybody that wants to come up and talk on the panel live. You know, you're gonna have the camera, obviously, or you can just stay in the chat and chat. But I leave a link for people. I'm gonna do that right now, and I learned how to do this now. See, look,
Wow.
see, it's cognitive. Dewey taught me how to do this. Here we go. And now, hold on. Let me do this. Pin message to the top. Okay. So there's the link there. If you want to come up and hang out and talk on the panel live, you can come up here, talk about anything. And this is, here's the banner right here. Oh, wrong one. No, that's not the one. Where is it, love? Here we go, right here. How was your week? Any struggles you'd like to talk about? Let us know in the comments. Again, guys, this is a peer support group. This is about helping each other to deal with whatever they're dealing with. You know, if you're having a little bit of struggles, having a little bit of tough times, because that's what I've done with you guys. I don't know if you know this or not. A lot of the times I came to people's live feeds so I could help myself. Social anxieties and stuff, it's pretty simple to sit in your bedroom and do nothing. I actually watch YouTube on my big TV in the bedroom, and it's a smart TV now. It used to be a Roku, and I'd watch all these different lives just so I can feel the social part of it. But I never got involved. But it was also because I needed somebody, because it was going to drive me nuts, and that's what's happening. Is I use the community to help me with my my social anxiety. So yeah. Wow. Right now, we have somebody right now. We got to talk to this. You ready?
Joe says it's 4:44 a.m. Sunday where he is. We thought it was 6. It's even earlier.
Oh, it's 4:40 a.m. here.
Wow.
Howdy, y'all.
Hi, Kenny.
Kenny, how are you?
I'm doing all right about yourself.
Good, good, good. I see you were doing a taste test.
On,
Scrambled eggs? No, or sorry, egg
on
salad. Sorry.
egg salad.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're gonna want egg salad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna want egg salad now. Thanks, Kenny.
yeah. Well, I didn't yesterday. I didn't get to eat much because I wasn't feeling too good yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that. You know,
I was literally about to faint and hit the floor. I think.
Oh,
So,
that's not good.
yeah.
This is our emotional support cat, Charlie.
Ooh.
Mr. Boots.
Mr. Boots or Dee Dee and Winky and I won't go into all the other names, but you guys can say hi to Charlie. He's being a good boy. You like attention? You like attention?
Mm-hmm.
You like
So you're feeling better though, Kenny?
Yeah, a lot better than I did yesterday. That's for sure.
Do you think it was just a flu or?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I get like that every so often. So, and I think a lot of it is what all I've got on my plate right now. Trying to get moved and trying to get closer to my dad. So, and
you get approved. You get approved though.
Huh?
That's the good news. You said you got approved.
Yeah, I did get approved. But I need to find out for sure if I can actually move in before the 10th, because the help that I'm getting can only help me on a Friday or Saturday.
Oh yeah.
And the 10th was like the middle of the week, and most people are working.
She's just stepping up to feed the cat. That's why he came in.
So I've been trying. The problem is I can't get a hold of the lady that's over these apartments. I tried Wednesday and I tried Friday, and I had to leave a message both times because supposedly she only works Wednesday and Fridays. And she's sometimes, of course, not there on those days that she says she works. And I'm like, it must be nice to have a job to only work when you want to work.
Yeah. Kenny?
Yes.
So I know quite a bit about you. I've learned a lot about who you are.
Yes, sir.
Do you mind if I ask you a question about something that we've learned about you before? It's got to do with mental health.
No, I don't mind. No.
I don't want to. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have ADHD as well?
No, I don't have. I don't have ADHD.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
Not that I've been. I haven't been diagnosed with that anyway.
Oh, okay. Do you feel you have it?
No, not really.
Or do you understand what it is?
Well, my question
Go ahead.
That was going to be my question. What exactly is ADHD?
So ADHD has 3 different levels. Okay. There's ADHD stands for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Okay. Mm-hmm. They used to use separate acronyms for it. So before the type that I deal with is ADD, attention deficit disorder. That used to be that. But now they've clumped it all under one, and they call it ADHD, attention hyperactivity disorder. So, but it comes with 3 different levels. One is the hyperactivity, one that is predominantly hyperactivity. Then there's the inattentive part where it's hard to keep your attention on something, on a task and stuff like that, which is what I deal with. and then there's a combination of both. And so what happens with ADHD, and there's Nanda again. Welcome back, my love.
Hello.
Is the all good?
Yes, he's good.
Okay. So with ADHD, I can only speak for mine, but I can understand the others. Again, it's hard focusing on the tasks at hand. So right now, I take a medication called Strattera, or what's the other one?
Atomoxetine.
Atomoxetine is the name that you would probably get from me. This is what drives me nuts about the medical industry and medications. They have these different names for them, but they all mean one. Like,
well, there's a name brand, and then there's the actual name of the drug.
Yeah, so which is very confusing for people that are non-medical people. I didn't want to learn, I didn't want to learn health in class. I was too busy thinking about psychology and human behavior. So anyway, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like a lot of the time right now, so we're talking to you right now. So Ananda's distracting. She's not doing it on purpose.
Yeah, okay.
She's being distracting. So what happens is I'm trying to focus on talking to you, but whatever she's doing distracts me, and I can't hold my attention. I need to keep my attention.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And so what happens is you've heard the expression, "Oh, squirrel." Have you heard that before?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that expression.
And that's what's happening is oh, there's a squirrel over there. Instead of keeping, my full attention on you, I get distracted. But then there's also the part with my type, inattention. So what happens, Kenny, is with inattention, I have a hard time. So here, an example. So I did some schooling. I actually quit public school in grade 6.
I understand.
You guys call it 6th grade. So I quit school in grade 6. 6th grade. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Anyway, and so, see, now I just lost train of thought. I just looked at the squirrel over here. And Billy saying squirrel.
I understand.
The squirrels distracted him.
So I forgot where I was going with that point now. Thanks.
You said you quit 6th grade.
Yeah, I quit 6th grade.
And then you was going to continue from there.
No, I know that. No, I know where that part was, but I forgot where the end of the story, the point of the story. But see, that's what's helping you I'm trying to help you to understand as well, Kenny. That's what's going on. So you might see certain behaviors that I do that's outside of normal to you, right?
Yeah.
And so, like it's, oh God, why is he saying that, or what? Why is he doing that? Those are things that somebody with the ADHD does. Now, I'm in my 50s, Kenny, and all my life I've learned how certain situations. I've always been a chameleon. I've been able to fit into different crowds just by changing a certain behavior, but it didn't mean I couldn't do things. What's that, Kenny? Squirrel!
Dewey the squirrel.
Wait, hold on. We got to do this.
We have the squirrel.
We have this display names now. Uh-oh. Who's got the audio going?
Hey, Dewey, I think you got YouTube open.
Who's got the audio
Hey, Dewey, I think you got YouTube open.
Yep, I got a hold on.
He's too busy checking out the squirrel.
Well, I've got you on 3 different devices. I just had to remember which ones to turn
Kenny,
off.
didn't you see some squirrels when you were camping some one time? Was it squirrels?
I just leave the room.
Two squirrels going at it with each other.
You know what's funny? Is you remember that story. That's what's funny.
It stood out to me.
And the thing about it was on a Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Not on Sunday. Wow.
And Scott was like, can they pick another day besides Sunday morning?
Those squirrels are going straight to hell.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What? We're not allowed to do it on Sunday? Oh God, I'm in trouble.
Me too.
Come on, Jenny. Come on. Christians are allowed to have sex on Sunday. Come on.
Don't have sex on Sunday.
Yeah. We're not
Oh,
Jenny, come on. You're engaged,
woo.
man. What? You're only going to have it 6 days a week. Never mind Sunday. You're going to have a break on Sunday.
Woo. Going at it on Sunday morning. Two squirrels.
Squirrels here are too small to sidetrack, but the lizards can do a good enough job.
Jenny, I would actually highly recommend you looking up some of the videos about. I have some recommendations. If you're signed up and subscribed to my Cognitive Nomad, I have some inspirational channels about ADHD, and they'll talk about things. I'm not saying you have it, Kenny. I'm not
I understand. I understand. As far as I know, like I said, no doctor. All the doctors I've had throughout my lifetime, they've not said I had ADHD or anything.
Well, what's happening, Kenny? I didn't get diagnosed until 1998. I was 28 years old. Your age, Kenny. That's when I got diagnosed. And the only reason why I got diagnosed is because I was wondering why are these things doing this? Why am I thinking this way when I've seen other people thinking a certain way and reacting and acting a certain way, but I was always doing it differently. And why? And then I quit school and all these things. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get checked. I heard of ADHD. I'm going to go get checked. Now, this doesn't mean I want everybody to run out and get checked either. Like,
no, because lots of people are just have inattention
and all that kind of stuff.
ADD.
So when it comes to diagnoses, you might have a couple of the traits of it, but they require like a certain amount. And if you fall under that, then they say it's an official diagnosis, right? So I'm officially diagnosed with ADHD. I'm officially diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, right? So those are things that now I didn't know about this borderline personality disorder. It was actually Ananda and this doctor talking about it. And then I realized, like, well, yeah, that's what that's all about. Oh, okay, right. And a lot of people, they don't see that, Kenny. They just think life is normal. They don't think about going out and getting checked by their doctor. Hey, whatever, do I have this or whatever, right? That's up to us to research and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel is just, spread awareness about certain things.
I understand.
Now, how are you doing?
My gland says it can also be a part of my cerebral palsy.
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually going to mention that too, Kenny, because it was about the cognitive part. The cognitive part because you have that brain part, right? So
I have what they call hydrocephalus.
Yeah.
And what that is, that's water on the brain. So therefore, I have a shunt back there that drains that fluid off. And so, of course, a lot of times I don't even know. A lot of times I don't even know what's back there because, doctors and stuff, they want me to enjoy life. So I don't really, unless I start having like really bad headaches or my vision goes blurry or whatever, then I know something's up. But other than that,
let me ask you, cognitively,
yeah.
Are you fine with how you are cognitively through life, dealing with everyday life cognitively? Do you know what I mean by that?
Now, I will say this: I do have a problem with comprehending.
Comprehension, yeah.
I struggled with that even when I was in school and stuff like that. I struggled with comprehending. I had this one teacher that, she got mad and she couldn't understand. She couldn't understand why I couldn't pass any of those we had to take what we called accelerating reading test things on the computer and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, you had to make a certain score, a certain grade, and she couldn't understand why I couldn't, and she got mad and stuff, and I had to go home and explain to Dad, and he had to explain. I had what they call in school. I had what they call an IEP meeting.
Wow. I lost what I was going to ask you in that sense, though.
Yeah, that's that it affects people in different ways. Different. Everybody's system is different when they have those shunt malfunctionings.
Yeah.
In my case, back when when it literally broke on me in 3 places, it had come off the valve plus broken in like 2 or 3 places in the tubing. I got so sick that I could not eat, drink, do anything. And what I developed was, speaking of vision, I developed what they call papilledema.
Never heard
And
that.
that is where your pupils in your eyeball get 10 times as big as what they should be.
Like when they do when you get your eyes checked.
And what was happening where the shunt was broke, it was not draining. It was not, all that fluid was building up in behind my eyeballs and things like that. And that was what was causing all that pressure. And that was the reason why I was having continuous headaches. Because normally, if I have a normal headache, I can usually sleep it off or take something for it and be good to go. But this was a continual headache. No matter what I did, or anything, it was still lingering on, and I went to several doctors, and finally, several of them had said that they wasn't a shunt, that it was something else, and then finally, I went to the eye doctor and he looked in my eyeballs and he said, "Yep, it is a shunt because he noticed that my pupils was 10 times as big as what they should be, and I still have residue from where all that fluid had built up back there. I still have residue from that, so, and I'll probably have that the rest of my life, but anyway, I will say this: I did feel a whole lot 90% better when I got that thing replaced. I had it replaced back in, I guess it's been, 8-10 years ago now. I guess I had it replaced, and he put me enough tubing in there to last me the rest of my life.
He had an upgrade.
Yeah.
Enough tubing and lining in there to last the rest of my life. And he also, what he did was, he put a magnetic thing in there to make it magnetize.
Oh wow!
To where if it needs adjusting, all I got to do is go to the hospital and tell them what I have, and they can take a magnet and adjust it.
That's pretty cool.
Adjust it that way if it needs adjusting. I see, like right now, I don't even know what setting it's on. I don't. I think there's a high, medium, and a low setting on it, but I don't even know. But like I said, a lot of times I don't even know what's even matters. So
Yeah.
and they told me that I was doing so good that I didn't have to go back. I hadn't seen a neurosurgeon in that long, about 10 years.
Wow.
They told me as long as I don't have any issues, there's no need for me to even see a neurosurgeon. So
Mhm. I remember what I was going to say because you were saying you struggled with comprehension and stuff, Kenny. I was going to say because I quit school in sixth grade, and one of the reasons is comprehension. I have a learning disability as well, and now a lot of people wants to say it's got to do with ADHD and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I see well, I see a psychiatrist, and I also see a what is she called, Joanna?
Counselor.
A counselor, but a therapist. So I see a therapist, and then so they have differences on what they believe with ADHD, certain things, and I personally believe the same thing. I'm actually getting towards this because a lot of people think ADHD is this, and this, which it is, but there's just some differences. And so what's happening is with this learning disability is because of for one, yes, it was because my inattention, but it's also because of stress, anxieties and how peer pressure and all those kinds of things. Those are all part, but it wasn't all just ADHD that was dealt with me. And so when you were saying yours, so it doesn't sound like you have ADHD, but you did have the comprehension part, which most likely would come from your what's it called that you deal with, Kenny? What's it called again?
cerebral palsy and hydrocephalus.
Yeah. And that's where I think it was, right? Yeah. But so how do you cognitively deal with that is what I was asking. I remember now.
How do I cognitively deal with that? I just don't let my disability get me down. I just enjoy life. I mean, I look at the positive side of life and things like that. And of course, like I said, doctors and stuff told me, said, don't, they want me to get out and enjoy life. They don't want me to sit around.
And you have been too.
They don't want me to sit around. They don't want me to sit around and worry about my disabilities and stuff, because if I do, I'll just waste away to nothing. You know what I mean?
How are you doing, Dewey? Dewey looks tired.
Yeah.
Actually, I was going to get to Dewey because I imagine you're having a lot of stress going on in Florida right now.
It actually doesn't bother me here. The flooding's all over by closer to the
Fledge. I know, Flash.
So you're not getting anything in Fort Lauderdale?
Fort Lauderdale is, but I'm far enough away from the flooding that all we get is a little bit of standing water in the roadways here and there, but nothing near any flooding.
Yeah. Well, wait, wasn't there like a reservoir that ran like just on the main road as you come out of your complex? Wasn't that a water reservoir or something that would?
Yeah, like there's a canal over there.
Canal, yeah.
Those are running high, and some of the ditches are flooding, and so you'll get some puddling. But all the severe flooding is about 5 or 6, 7 miles away from me. So.
Wow. Yeah, I've been watching that. That looks pretty. Like we complain about the rain up here.
we don't get
ours is just depressing. That's all it is for us.
We get the usual Florida rains where it spits a little bit, but by golly, when it rains hard, it doesn't know when.
It's been raining a lot.
It's supposed to be a bad hurricane season.
I think
this is not hurricane related.
Some places
it's a bad hurricane season coming.
I think the last numbers I heard on the news this morning, some places had as much as 28 inches in the last 2 days.
28 inches, not millimeters. 28 inches of rain.
Flash floods.
Like just
Yeah, I saw
wow.
pictures of it.
And so your area didn't get affected. That's good, Dewey.
No, here where I live, we just get like regular standing water when it rains. Nothing that's any flood level of anything, and it doesn't stop anything.
Yeah.
But you go 5 or 6. When you go closer to the shore, it's lower there, so that's where all the flooded areas are.
Yeah, because you're what 10-15 minute drive from the ocean.
Uh
Speaking of that, speaking of stress,
Mhm.
I hate watching TikTok and all that kind of stuff. They've been showing an awful lot of stuff, but it wasn't down where you were. It's up where Billy and Danny are. The shark attack. Even I love sharks, man. I'm a big supporter of sharks, but it's really sad that Florida's getting a lot of attention about sharks. It's natural. It's like us here with bears, right? Somebody has an encounter with a bear. It's like, oh my God, we got to throw it on the news and everything. It's a normal thing that you're in an ocean, right?
You get one person attacked with a shark, but how many other thousands and thousands of people don't get attacked with a shark?
Yeah.
Get
It's
one
like
person, make it sound like it's an epidemic.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
it's like saying, you know what, I'm not going out my door today because I might get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard yesterday.
You'd have a much higher chance of being in a car accident any day.
I mean, look at all the alligators we have here, and I've yet to see a single one since I've lived here. So
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually on Fantastic Cruising's channel last night, and I was telling them, yeah, the only alligator I've been in Florida, but the only time I've ever seen an alligator was in an aquarium. So
yeah, yeah.
I just want to mention this right here for a sec. Joe, I was diagnosed with autism 3 days before Christmas 2017. I have learned that anxiety is a comorbidity with autism.
Definitely.
And so I want everybody else to know, and not that I'm trying to look for sympathy or anything, but this is part of the awareness that I want to bring out. So ADHD and autism are related to each other. They're not the same.
Spectrum.
They're on the same spectrum. Now, I personally am quite high functioning with my ADHD. I've learned so many things over my lifetime. Dewey, Dewey, I'll spank you. So yeah, I just wanted to say that they're on the same levels. And so not that I'm jealous or anything, but autism gets more attention than ADHD, but we're still on the same levels. And people with ADHD still deserves that kind of awareness just as much as autism, right? Do you know what I mean?
Often they can't distinguish whether it's high functioning autism or ADHD.
That's right, and that's where things can get mixed up in is it autism or is it ADHD? So that's what I was saying earlier. They require a certain level of symptoms to qualify for being a diagnosis. So I am
levels of everything too.
That's right.
It's just a
You've got
spectrum.
low levels, which everybody has a little bit of it.
Yes.
And then you have the high levels that are more noticeable.
Yeah.
It's just
so
like anything else, just like being gay. It used to be you're either gay or straight. Now they got a zillion different names for everything in between. So,
Yep. Yeah. All the shades of gray.
how many people now use those terms about, like when they get confused about something or disoriented or something? Oh, it's just my ADHD, and they're not even diagnosed. They just
Yeah.
it's just a nice term. I
Yeah.
mean,
sure.
I do it. So
what it is, it's a lot of things. How would I say it? I can't remember the name of the word for it, but these are skills, life skills that we learn growing up. And sometimes some people, like myself, struggle with certain terms. So one of the similarities to ADHD and autism is social anxiety, social. Oh gosh, I'm brain freezing on the name of that one too. So we have a hard time socializing with people, picking up on cues, body language, all that kind of stuff. And that's one of the reasons that happened when I was on the cruise with you, Dewey. Well, the group cruise and Kenny. I couldn't pick up the signals. So all I had left to do mentally, cognitively, is to go inwardly and think, oh, they don't care about me. They don't give a crap about me because, I'm this or I'm that, which is not a good thing, right? But those are certain things that we have as the thing. It's not necessarily how do I say it? Even people with autism can learn how to live functionally in this world. And that's so with ADHD, it just seems like we have an easier time dealing with the world than somebody with autism. But it's still based on it. Like Kenny says, he has a comprehension issue. It's basically the same thing. Comprehension. I had a hard time comprehending things based off of, because I couldn't keep attention on something. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different things within that. But we're still on the same spectrum, as Ananda calls it.
And so many people, even when they're not diagnosed with anything, have many of the same issues because, sometimes it's because, like you talk about with the social anxiety. I go through some of that sometimes too, because, I agree. I like to be the center of attention a lot of times. And when I'm in a big enough group where I'm not, all of a sudden I kind of feel like, well, what's wrong with everybody? Why aren't they paying attention to me? And then you start to kind of withdraw and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not, any of those issues. It's just, I don't know what you call it, but
being human, probably.
I just wanted to comment this with Danny. You seen that, right, Kenny?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I just want to say, because I have a disability, I don't look at you guys like you guys have disabilities. You guys are Kenny and Danny. I don't see your disabilities, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like understanding and empathy and stuff like that is, because I deal with my own disabilities. You guys have your own disabilities, and you're dealing with them mentally in your own way. Right? Sometimes we mess up and we think unhealthy things, and that's what I'm learning with Ananda is the DBT is these unhealthy ways of dealing with life, and it's been hard. But I just want to mention with this one here is that I don't see you guys with disabilities. I see you, Danny. Here's your peak, Danny.
All you have to do is travel with Kenny just once, and you realize he's not disabled; he's just differently abled.
He's just different. Yeah.
Right.
But even if there are things that are way outside the norm, that doesn't make that person any less human.
Yeah.
They're human. We need to talk to each other just like they're humans, not disabled human. You can have empathy and still help them out if they need help, but be respectful to somebody like Kenny. Kenny walked up a mountain. Oh my God.
Yeah, and Ruby Falls. Yep. I love that.
Just a sec. I'm going to get through the comments here. We're in their habitat. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Joe, you're over in Australia. He's over in Australia, so
Definitely their habitat.
Yep, that's right. All the shades of the rainbow, right, Dewey? All the shades of the rainbow, Michael Ann was saying.
Oh yes.
Let me see. I'd love to go over a little place on the south coast of Western Australia called Bremer Bay, the largest.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey, Joe. Hey, if you ever come to Canada, we're in Mean
We have a lot of orcas here.
We have a lot of orcas. Now, we don't see them because it's not like we're down at the beach every day to see whales and orcas.
They're out there.
But they go by here many times. Now, I've been here since 2015. I've only actually seen 2 sightings, and they're both from long distances. Orca. I did see whales. I do have a video up on YouTube of me sitting at the ferry terminal waiting for an adder, and a big humpback whale came not breached, but poof up. I don't know what they call that thing. It's really cool, Joe. So if you ever come to Canada, like using the OCD term, yes. I'm not OCD, but do have tendencies that are
we all
similar.
have.
That's right. We all have tendencies out of a little bit. Even you, Dewey.
Oh yeah. Sometimes more so than others.
Yeah, she's the sweetest ever. That's why for her birthday, I gave her a personalized bracelet, and now for their wedding. Oh, that's so nice, Danny.
Nice, Danny.
That's awesome, Danny. But yes. Have a good day, Joe. Thanks for coming in. And Joe, you're gonna have to go live so we can come on and hang out and give you a hard time on your lives. Show off Australia. That's what's going on over there. We're trying to introduce you to the North America, and you guys are trying to show us to Australia. Show some of your stuff where you live. It's very interesting. One of my most popular videos, if you're still here, Joe, was a video of me and Ananda going out for a 20-minute drive around Powell River and just showing off the scenes. That's it. So, yeah.
Bye, Joe.
So, I need a drink. Kenny.
Yes, sir.
What's been happening with Kenny?
Well, I did do some changes on my YouTube channel.
Actually, that's what I meant to say, like your channel, sorry.
I changed the name.
You did?
It is now called Fordman, aka Kenneth and Hope Faith Oaks Adventures.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I am trying.
There it is.
And she wants to be a part of the channel. She's actually been helping me with thumbnails and stuff.
Nice.
So
I was wondering about that. Some of your thumbnails are a little wow, and I'm wondering where it's at.
They got a woman's touch to them.
Yeah, they do.
She's been, and I'm trying. She does want to open. I'm trying to. I know it's a slow process, but I'm trying to get her to open up more because she is a very private person. So
I was like that in the beginning too. He could barely get me on here, and now look.
So I'm trying to get her to open up more and getting used to being around people and stuff.
Take it slow, Kate.
Yeah,
take it slow. Don't
let her do it when she feels comfortable.
I will, but
we're called Plump Travelers, Kenny, on the other channel. But it's pretty tough being Plump Travelers when she's not coming on the live. So that was tough for a very long time for me, saying Plump Travelers and Ananda. But now, no, Ananda's actually on here quite a bit now, and I'm very grateful and thankful that she is. Mm-hmm. It actually strengthens our relationship as well.
What's that doing?
You lift up the channels.
Yes, thank you.
I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to get her up actually on a live stream.
Mm-hmm. Good.
But I don't. That might be a long way down the road. I don't know, but
again, take it slow.
Even one she could just come on from like 5 minutes to start with.
Actually, what I wanted to say, Kenny, and you would know this because you've been to every single friggin' live feed in this thing. That's what you do every day. Do you remember Blaine?
Yeah, Blaine Travel. Yeah.
Well, remember how his wife would never come on, and then eventually he brought her in. She would come in front of the camera a little bit, and then you know what I mean. So maybe try that sometime. Have her in the background talking, and say, "Hey, would you want to come on a little bit?" Just allow her to feel it, so she can feel you.
Yeah, she could start just talking without being on camera, just her voice at first.
Yeah. Well, she's been a very private person for a long time, and I think she's had some issues in her past.
Yeah,
and that's the reason why she's kind of shy and kind of staying hidden away from people. I think she's kind of afraid some people will make fun of her. Is what the issue is.
Kenny, If I can say this, okay, so borderline personality disorder, BPD, is what I'm diagnosed with. It's based off a lot of traumas that I've had in my past. We don't need to say the specifics. I've already said them on my channel here already. If you want to know the specifics, go check out my other lives. But what part of it, what I want to say to you is we need to be brave and tell people these things. Not that we need to sit there and say this happened, this every little detail. That's not what I'm meaning. I'm saying we need to get this out there to the people and tell people and talk about things. What happens is we hide away into our rooms and into our lives, and we don't get to experience life. You know what I mean? And again, yes, she has every right to feel like she's going to be teased and all that kind of stuff. But for me, in my own personal journey, Kenny, I don't let that bother me, right? I have ADHD, BPD, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be people out here hearing this saying, you know what, get off your lazy butt and get out there and get a job and all those kinds of things that normally comes up. Kenny, I'm also 340 pounds, right? People are going to make fun of me. It's just I refuse to allow those people that make fun of us to allow them to have that control over me.
I think too, if you start in our community, it doesn't really happen. Like we're all such a close community that, if she starts off here, the likelihood of that happening is very small.
And we realize that we all have our issues and we all have something to be laughed at, and most of us are going to beat you to the punch and laugh at it ahead of time. So
Exactly.
you're not hurt.
We all have something that we've been made fun of, Kenny, and stuff like that. Now,
well,
she's
told
of your experience, Kenny.
Yeah, well, she's told me,
right?
Yeah, but she's told me that she doesn't deal with when people make fun of her. It doesn't go over well with her.
It's hard. Women have a really struggle. I think women even more. It's hard for us to present to the world and worry about what we're going to be judged on, how we're looking and this and that. But again, this community is so supportive. Like
that's why Annette's coming up.
Yeah. Here. I don't deal with, I wouldn't be able to deal with negative comments very well myself, but I haven't experienced any on here. So I think she'd be fine. But
again, take it slow.
Yeah, I'm. That's what I'm going. That's what I'm going to try to. That's what I'm going to do. So,
but that's also got to do with relationships too, Kenny. Go take it slow. We're getting into the married life. Married life is very important. Dewey knows.
Yeah.
I was previously married, but I had a divorce. But Dewey's situations were different.
Yeah, I definitely want to take it slow on that and not rush into things. And she wants to do the same as well. And that's the reason why she said, when I asked her, I said, you do know what the next step is, don't you? Wedding plan.
Well,
did she freak out?
Take your time and enjoy it than it is to rush it and ruin it. So
well, she said she wants to enjoy the moment right now and enjoy the moment of being engaged, and that was one of the reasons why she wanted to wait a couple of years before we did actually.
No rush. You're still young.
Kenny, my first wedding, okay, it was in 1997, October 1997. We paid less than $1,000 for our wedding, meaning we had beer, we had a DJ all set up, the church, everything you needed, rings, everything.
Yeah,
was under $1,000. Okay, now you can go to the Justice of Peace and get married if that's what you choose to do. But now, when I met Anand in 2012. We got married in 2014. I'm not going to say the exact number.
It was pretty cheap compared to most people's weddings.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. It was quite pricey, but again, we live in a world, and I know you, Kenny. We live in a world where materialistic things isn't the important part. And Ann and I get married in Mexico.
Yeah, we just took a handful of our closest friends and family, and
There was 11 of us in Mexico. There's a video up on my YouTube, Plum Travelers YouTube channel that shows our ceremony. Just a few of my family and friends. No, it was pretty, not too expensive, but it was a lot of money.
for us, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get her a ring?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it to her on the 21st of May.
See,
Yeah,
Kenny,
I actually made it Facebook official now. I made the post today, actually.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I'll have to look it up.
Oh,
Kenny,
we all know it's not real until it becomes Facebook.
Exactly.
Kenny, if I can give you some wisdom, like wise advice from somebody that's been married,
Yes.
the one of the most important things I think that I've learned because I was married before, and that is you're not getting married to change the person that you want to be with. You're falling in love with that person for who she is. So a lot of relationships up there, people think, oh no, she does this, she does that. Like, give you an example. One of my pet peeves with Ananda is leaving the cupboard doors open without closing them. Like, a lot of people, they'll get a divorce because she refuses to close the cupboard doors, right?
Yeah.
So again, what I've learned is that we're getting in a relationship. I fell in love with Ananda for who she is. I'm not expecting her to live a way that I want her to be. It's how you grow together. This is you and her. So please, don't go into it thinking that you're going to change Hope. Go into it like you guys are going to go, as you know, because you're church, you're a God-fearing man, okay? We're growing together as one, Kenny. That Unity Canada, we're growing together as one human or one reunion, right? So
when you tie the knot you become one. So
so that doesn't mean I get to say, Ananda, you know what? You better start closing those doors, or I'm going to divorce you.
That was so far.
And when you do get married, it's supposed to be a commitment between you and God, and and you're supposed to, because you're making a promise, and you're supposed to be able to keep those vows.
Yes.
Until death do you part.
That's right, Kenny. That's right. And Kenny, we just celebrated our 10-year anniversary. Wedding anniversary, because we've been together 12 years. So it can happen, Kenny. And it's a gift from God for me. So Danny's saying now weddings are, sorry, Kenny, or do we go ahead?
You just have to remember, and like you said, it's till death do you part. Well, 50% of marriages end in divorce, right? So what do the other 50% end in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either
unfortunately for you, Dewey. Danny was saying now weddings are expensive. Woo-wee. From what Big Bro is telling us, holy smokes, it's like $9,000 for the dinner the night before her parents and grandparents are paying for the rest.
Wow. Sounds like they're having a pretty nice wedding.
So normally in a traditional, and of course this is just a traditional thing, it's normally the bride's family that pays for the wedding.
I think that tradition
just so you know, Kenny,
a while ago. We're not back in the
I'm kidding. Kenny, we got married in Mexico. Okay? And Danny, you can hear this too. I'll say a rough number. It was probably $15,000 in total for us to get married.
Which is nothing nowadays.
And that was not getting married in a church. And now we're talking like, I almost gave the middle finger. My ring. I'll put it up the camera.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Now, that there was quite a bit of money.
Yeah, well.
So what I wanted to comment for Danny here, she was saying $9,000 for the dinner. So Anand and I got married at a resort in Mexico, and so it was an all-inclusive resort. And Dewey, you know, all-inclusive resorts, all the food and everything's all included. Well, our wedding dinner was all included.
Yeah, we did it a cheap way.
We went, yeah, cheap way, 15 grand. Yeah,
and everybody got a vacation out of it. So
everybody. Now, of course, we didn't pay for their vacation to come there. That was their wedding present to us. But yeah, it's not about the money. Which was she saying? Yeah. So we only had 11 people at our wedding, including us. Danny, yep, 150 people, 100 of their friends, 30 of her family.
I don't even know that many people.
See, that's a traditional wedding right there, actually.
That's why I got married on a cruise ship. When we sat down to plan our wedding, our list quickly grew over 300 people, and we weren't slowing down.
Really?
Because we knew so many people.
Wow.
It was like, well, you can't invite so-and-so without so-and-so. And
yeah.
Why should we start off our wedding deep in debt? And
exactly.
It's supposed to be the happiest day of our life. So we decided, hell with it. We're going to spend money on us. And if anybody else, I mean, it wasn't like it was our first.
Yeah.
So if anybody wanted to come join us, they could. Well, of course,
that's the same with us.
But we were lucky. We booked a cruise with some friends already. So we had about 40 people on the ship that we knew.
Wow.
So we had a built-in party. And the ship was very helpful with planning things. And they wanted to know, did you want to have a reception and all that? And it's like, hell no. I'm not paying to feed people that are eating for free already.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, of course they're going to say that. Oh, yeah. We were going to renew our vows for this anniversary here because it was a 10-year. It never fell through or whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, and that's what they were doing to me, Dewey. I'm a travel agent as well. And they were saying, hey, you wanted this? And they kept sending me things about doing this. And it's like, no, I don't want it. Again, I don't want to pay for something I'm already getting free.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys are out there thinking about getting married, I highly recommend doing a beach wedding.
Yeah,
destination wedding. All inclusives, because everything's all included.
Yeah, or
now,
cruise ship. Yeah.
What I also wanted to mention, she's saying $9,000 for the dinner. Like that's that traditional price, actually. Now I don't know all the specifics because I was a catering. Well, you did catering too, Dewey, right? Didn't you? Did you ever do catering?
I have cooked for big functions, but I wasn't
big functions. Yeah. And so that's a traditional price for that. But what I want to say is, ironically, now, officially, Kenny, because you're a church man, officially, we wanted to get married officially in Mexico, but it was too complicated to get legally married there. We still could have done it, but you had to get x-rays. You also had to get blood work. And you also had to be at the venue 3 days before you got married. And so we decided, you know what? No, that's not too much. But I still wanted to get married in Mexico. And so what we decided to do, because I was working for the Salvation Army at a time, they have their own chapels. So Anand and I got officially married on May 25th, 2014, right? But that's a symbolical, traditional church wedding, right? A pastor oversaw the wedding and stuff. But our Mexico wedding was destination wedding was just a symbolical one. It was a Mayan ceremony. And so what I'm getting to is with the ceremony alone, had the shaman, they had a guy, I don't know what his title was, that played the drum. And
entertainer,
I guess. But we also were supposed to have some dancers. Everything all put up on the beach. If you go and check out the video on my YouTube, it says there shows what it was like. Everything all included with the shaman, everything. And they even had English announcers because the shaman was Spanish. She couldn't speak English. So they had a translator translating all the things. And it was beautiful. And the day before, we had a sweat, as they call it, a purification inside of I don't know what they call them.
Clay huts
or whatever, where we had to sit inside and they did a ceremony, spiritual cleansing ceremony and stuff. So all that on the beach, everything else, it was $1,000 just for that ceremony.
Yeah.
Right? And so that was a really good price.
Really good.
And where I'm really
I
getting
don't
to
think
this
you get
story
that anymore.
is, and Dewey, listen to this. So she's saying $9,000 for the dinner. Well, for this same thing, if I needed to do the traditional church wedding there, I had to do all those other things, like get there early, all that. But they were also charging for a priest. You had to find your own priest and pay for a priest on top of the price. You had a gazebo where you can do the thing. But if you wanted to have a dinner on the beach, it was an extra $5,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you could have the same food inside for free.
Same food, like you're saying, Dewey, inside at an all-inclusive resort.
I was about to pay to feed people on a cruise when you're already eating for free, and it was going to be the same stuff anyway.
The same stuff, exactly.
Yeah.
We figured that too. We're just going to go into the restaurant and
We had
our big
all
dance.
the package that they had, and at that time it was on the Pride, and they had a chapel. Now it's a game room. So we had a nice little ceremony in the chapel, and then we went to the piano bar next door because it was during the daytime and it was closed. So they had a nice little cake, and we had some champagne, and we could have like 12 people. Well, the 12 people that were with us, everybody else was just standing outside watching in the window, and they ended up giving things to all of them too. It's like they didn't keep track of the number, but and then we spent the rest of the day running around the ship with the photographer taking pictures. So
Well, it was like Stephen V.
Yeah.
We were inside the library and it was free.
Yeah.
Really? Carnival does charge for a venue to get married. It's the same when we did the other stuff in there. But
that's how they make their money.
That's how they make their money. But you can do that. It's not that I don't think they had to get permission or did
you wanted to reserve it, you would have to pay for it and stuff like that. That's why when we got in there were other people in there. We were just freeloading it,
and why not?
Left because we were annoying him, but
exactly.
But we had people standing at the door watching and looking in and stuff. Yeah. Kenny don't remember it because he was sleeping. I have videos and pictures of it. You want to see?
He's sleeping at the wedding.
Kenny, I have the pictures on here right now. I want to show the picture.
You better not sleep at your own wedding, Kenny.
There, I need to bring this up. I said last week I was going to share it, but I didn't have it. Now I have it all set up, Kenny. I got some proof, Kenny.
It would be bad if I slept at my own wedding.
You'd be in big trouble, Kenny.
Let me
tell
see.
you that now.
Let me find it. Where is it?
You might not get married.
Group activities. Oh, where's Kenny's photo? Oh, wait. Here it is. All right. There it is. Okay. Now we go in here. We're going to share screen. Oh, I didn't put it up. Shoot. Oh, give me a second. I have to bring it back up again. I'll get it. Kenny, stay tuned for this, Kenny. You're going to like it. Hold on. Got to bring it back up. Where to go? Group activities. Group activities right here. I have to open it. Let's just do photos. Always. Here we go. Oh, no. That does not look like Kenny right there. Are you ready, Kenny?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it okay to share your photo? Although these are my photos.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't mind.
Okay.
Classic Kenny.
That's Kenny at the wedding.
at least he wasn't snoring.
Yeah, I sleep.
No, he was not snoring. No, actually, no, this was not the wedding, Kenny. I'm very sorry. No, because if you can see in your hand, that's a list of things. That was Dewey's treasure hunt.
Okay. Yeah, well, and two, I can remember I wasn't feeling that well either.
No, of course, no. Yeah, in all fairness, Kenny.
You were getting sick.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. I actually thought he had the seed.
Yeah, we thought.
Yeah.
if I'd had that, I would have had to stay in the room the whole time.
That would not have been fun.
Give me a minute here. Oh, wait. Oh, I have another one right here, Kenny. You ready?
Yeah.
Here's another one. Share screen, window. All right, here it comes. Can you see it, Kenny?
Just taking a little snooze.
Yeah, I am in the background there. Yeah. Sleeping away.
Yeah.
That's great.
That seat bit him every time he got in it.
Yeah.
That seat was calling my name for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, what's Danny saying? Yeah, they couldn't do destination wedding because her dad has. Oh, okay, yeah. And it would have been hard. Yes, yeah. I understand that quite well, actually.
She liked the Kenny pictures.
She quite likes the Kenny pictures.
Yeah. Well,
So
huh?
You got a cruise coming up too. Next year, 500 and something days, I think. I hear.
Yeah, on the NCL.
Yeah. So does Dewey. Dewey's going too.
Norwegian cruise. Y'all going too, aren't you?
We haven't
want
booked
to.
yet.
We really want to.
We need to get both. Well, not both.
If we can
I'd
find
like-
jobs.
You don't have to work.
I
Anyway,
want to work.
She didn't have to work. So we're just working on getting some jobs, Kenny, and then we'll be able to afford to go on the cruise. I could personally think it will happen now that we've been going this far into everything. Long story, disabilities, Kenny. Can you go get a job right now?
No.
That's right. And that's the reason, because we have disabilities, right? So that's what's happening with us. So
Unfortunately, I don't think I'll ever be able to get a job, unfortunately. So
I personally think you can,
yeah.
but I don't want to get your hopes up. But I personally think you can, Kenny. Now, what about going to like a parts counter, working with parts?
I tried that with like different auto parts stores.
Yeah.
And they're like, again, it's a liability.
So sad.
Yeah.
There's another job I was also thinking about was service advising.
I mean, I even tried to do outside. I mean, I even tried other jobs, even like at like different like restaurants,
So sad.
like restaurants, grocery stores, things like that. I know a guy that is. Of course, he literally worked at the job before he wound up being in a wheelchair, but he still yet works at this same job. And he does everything else like everybody else. I mean, of course, he does things a little different, but he still is able to perform. He still is able to perform the job task that he's required to do, and so I don't know. I guess the insurance that he had or whatever decided to go ahead and let him continue working or something. I don't know, but I just know that every job that I have applied for, I get the same response. Would love to hire you, but we just can't find nothing for you. And they get a hold of their big boss company, and OSHA steps in and says, "No way," because they're afraid. They're afraid I'm gonna get hurt on the job. And I'm gonna cost the job money, and they ain't gonna want to pay out that money to if I get hurt on the job. And I'm like, well, they ain't. I'm like, everybody,
Yeah, could get hurt.
whether a person's disabled or not, somebody somewhere down the road is going to get hurt on the
Yeah,
job.
exactly.
No matter what kind of work you're in,
Yep.
you're going to get hurt somewhere down the road on the job.
So, Kenny, here in Powell River, we are a disabled friendly community. Like, I live in a landlocked community, a small town. It's got 10, 12,000 people, right? Mainly seniors, but it is a very, very, very disability friendly town. And we have an organization called, well, it used to be called PRACL. What do they call it now? Inclusion. And so a lot of the things, they have a position where they have a job. What were they calling it the other day? What was that other guy that I was supposed to go see? Do you remember his position? Anyway, it's they were trying to get help me to find work, and I fall through a lot of cracks with my disabilities, Kenny. And one of them was basically a job creation thing. But the way I see it and the way it worked before, and I understand a little bit because when I worked at Salvation Army, they used to bring in handicapped, all those things, right?
Because there's certain companies that do have positions that they put aside just for handicap, like they hire a certain amount of handicapped.
Well, see, I try. We have Salvation Army and Goodwill here, and I try.
But they're volunteers. Those are volunteer positions.
Not all of them. Not the stores and stuff.
No.
Not all of them. Some of them are actually paid.
Yeah.
No, I know, because I was a paid employee, but Ananda was volunteer.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, I even tried there, and another thing too is what I've run into, not only because of the liability issue and things like that. I also run into most jobs that I've applied for. They want me to already have like 3, 4, 5 years of experience in the field already before they hire me on the job. And I'm like, well, how is somebody supposed to get experience at the job that you're applying?
You know what I see? The problem is, Kenny,
the true circle of insanity.
And the thing that I see,
I'm in the direct opposite. The jobs that I'm trying for, I'm overqualified for. So, I would love to find a job working part-time at a hotel on a front desk. I enjoy it. But since I've been in management and stuff, people see all of that and they think I want a high pay, that I want their jobs and this stuff. And it's like, no, I've been there, done that. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
I just will go in, do my work and go home. I don't want to worry about it.
So you just can't win.
I know you know what I'm talking about here. I told you about advocates. You know what, Kenny? Do you know what an advocate is?
Is that a person that does your talking for you?
Okay, so yeah, they're a person that helps you, assists you through dealing with the system.
That's what. Yeah.
Okay,
see, I'm in Voc Rehab. I've been in Voc Rehab.
Yeah. So here's what I want to say though. The problem, what's going on here is I know how this works. Okay, so even though this was a volunteer position, I'm going to say it this way. Yeah. They had organizations that help people like, that had Down syndrome and stuff like that, right? And they would bring them into work at the Salvation Army, help serve food, whatever position they can do, whatever it was, it didn't matter. But the point I'm trying to make there is you guys and us, we need somebody that's going to go into these jobs and petition for us and say, look, Dewey, you want a job here? You know what? Okay, I got this guy named Dewey. You know what? Even though he is a manager, but he has this or whatever the case may be. You know what? What is it going to take for us, for you to allow him to work here on a part-time basis? He's trying to be a productive member of society and get out there and do something, but all you employers are preventing them from going out and getting a job. Kenny, you're qualified to do whatever you need to do. Every one of us are qualified to do things, but we just don't fit into that cookie cutter world of, well, you need to do this. Like you're saying, you're overqualified, Dewey. Well, yeah, but so what? I can't work at Walmart because I was a man. Like, like, come on, people.
Yeah,
Like,
I tried to get a job at Walmart as one of those door greeters.
Yeah, the greeters. I was gonna say.
Wait a minute.
I tried that, and they was like, "No way."
What?
And
Are
I'm
you
like,
freaking kidding me? You know what? You guys are lucky I'm not an American man.
I am serious. I have been every job that I have applied for, and I've even went for interviews for. That they've told me every one of them has turned me away. They'd say their words to me was, "We'd love to hire you, but we just cannot find nothing for you." And
Kenny, that's an excuse.
Yeah,
that's a bull crap excuse that they're giving you because they don't want to deal with you.
And like I said, I run into because even when I went for interviews, they've asked me, said one of their questions was, "How much of experience have you had in this field?" And I'm like, "Well, this is my first job. I've not had a job before, so this is my first job."
I'm in a walker. Can't you see? You think I'm going to go out there and be like everybody else in the cookie cutter world, thinking I can do all this and I'm a master mechanic? Come on, people.
Yes. And they're like, and and they want me to already have like 4 or 5 years of experience, and I'm like, how is somebody supposed to get experience if the job that you're applying for is not willing to give you a chance? I don't understand it. I don't understand.
So again, you need people like myself. You need someone like myself who would tackle an issue. Here in town, we have that kind of thing. And again, they're called inclusion and stuff. Like they do, but they don't have this job thing. They don't do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm almost tempted to go to inclusion myself and try to say, you know what? Hey, create this kind of a small little job where I can go out into all the local employees in town and try to help people like Kenny's and the Deweys and everybody getting these jobs. Because ironically, Dewey and Kenny, I have a career counselor that I go see. And I just went to see her last week, and we were talking about this. And they don't have the funding to create a position, like I'm saying. They know it's a need, but they keep saying, well, I don't have, they won't give us the budget for it, right? That's, you know what? So you know what that does to me? I'm very vocal, right? If you're going to do something to me, I'm going to stand up for somebody's right. I'm, what do you call them? When they protest, what are they called? What do they call you? You know this. When you're protesting.
Protester.
Well, there's that, but no. Anyway, I'm an advocate for stuff like this, and I'm willing to go out there and say, look, hey, we got these guys here. You know what? They need help. This is the need in our community. Make it happen. Open the doors for these people to do it. Now, of course, I'm not going to say it in that tone of voice or anything, but that's what's needed, Kenny. And that's nobody's really seeing that need for people like that. Unfortunately, me, you, and Dewey, and actually Ananda, we haven't even talked about Ananda's situation. We fall through the cracks, right? And that's not good. That's not fair. We're willing to go. We're not the ones that wants to sit on disability all of our lives and not do anything and just reap the benefits, even though it's not benefits at all, right? We already know that, Kenny, right? But we're not the people that want to sit home and do nothing. We want to get out there and work in our communities, but the community is not making it easy for us to get out there. We need assistance. We're not need sympathy and and all that. We need you to open up the doors and hey, we'll try this, and it can be done. I've been a supervisor. I took cooking, my cooking class in 1989 taught us about, how to run the business and stuff side of things. So you learn, and so would you, Kenny. I think you would have learned the business side of things with mechanics, didn't you? Part of your course?
I actually went to Northeast State Community College,
Yeah.
and I graduated back in 2021.
Yeah. I remember your graduation. Yeah.
And
But what was part of your course learning business side of things?
it was the automotive. I think it was automotive technology. It was where they taught everything about from the carburetors all the way up to the computerized cars now. So and
But
things.
was part of it teaching you how to run a business, if your own mechanic shop and stuff like that?
Well, some of that was, yeah. And,
you might have touched on it like I did with cooking.
but
They taught you the business management side of being a cook. In your case, the business side of being a mechanic. They teach you those kinds of skills, right? And so, plus, I did 20 years, and so did you, Dewey, in the restaurant industry. You get an idea how business without having to run a business, right? And to me, these employers just keep making excuses. They don't want to deal with the problem. Right. And so they need somebody that's vocal, that has power in the community to say, look, hey, blah, blah, blah. And that's why I'm saying to you right now, sorry, guys. If you look up Larry Giroux Salvation Army, my name will come up on the internet. And that's because Anand and I both did outreach worker. It didn't work. They let me go, but we were outreach workers. I have power in this town. I was working with the city politicians and stuff. Working with, you guys call them state senators. I have a relationship established with our state senator here, basically. That's power in the community, and that's what I need. I need those kind of people to stand up and say, you know what, I hear your story, Larry, blah, blah, blah. You guys call them, what are they called again in America? Where they're talking to the politicians, trying to get them to go their way. Lobbyists. They need a lobbyist. You need a lobbyist, and that's what's needed. You need people to stand up for your thing, right?
Yeah.
But everybody gets into this situation like us, Kenny. We get thinking, shit, they're not helping us.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, go out to your state senator, your state representative. Sorry, talk to them. Tell them, look, hey, this is my problem. I want to work. I'm your guy. I'm trained. I can do certain things. Help me to get a job.
Yeah, well, I'm even in. I've been in. Of course, they kind of closed my case now, but for right now. But I've been in a program called vocational rehabilitation.
Okay.
And that is a program that is supposed to help people like myself with disabilities to be able to find work and find jobs. And even then, they have run into the exact same issue that I have ran into, where nobody's going to hire me because of the liability and the.
So here's the thing, Kenny. Then you need to go the next step. So what's happening is you got this organization. Oh, sorry, I can't help you. Like, that's what we keep getting. Sorry, I can't help you. Sorry, I can't help you. Politicians are the ones that have the power to help you. Politicians do that. Create laws or do whatever you can to help out. And Nanda's got to go, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go. So it was nice talking to you guys.
Bye, Nanda.
Bye.
Get to your politicians and tell them and use your power that you're supposed to do. What, people with disabilities doesn't have no rights in a community, right? Like I will not. I refuse to take. Sorry, sir, I can't help you. I refuse it. Don't tell me. Don't give me an excuse. You're just blowing steam. Don't tell me. You can make it. You're a politician. Make it. Fix this problem. Sorry, I'm getting passionate about that. I'm gonna get going too, you guys. I gotta go to the washroom.
Okay.
See, we supported each other here.
Yes.
And that's what I want. That's all I want to do here with this community. Just talk and help build each other up. Right? Dewey, how are you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm talking like through the weeks and stuff. You're doing okay? check-in.
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, like I've gone through so many programs before, and a lot of them they do check-ins. So that's all I'm just trying to say right here. You know, same with you, Kenny. You doing okay?
Yeah, hanging in there as well. Just trying to process me moving and things like that. So,
Lastly, what do you got coming up for your channel?
what do I have coming up for my channel? Well, I have actually decided to take a break for a while.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, Kenny's going to take a break. The
Just
internet's
so
going to fall
that-
apart now.
just so that I can
What about this one?
in my
What about
and my and so my body can rest and stuff, because I think that's another reason why I got sick yesterday. I was overworking my body, and my body was telling me I need to slow down a little bit and things like that. So yeah.
both channels? Both channels
Yeah,
are
I'm gonna be taking a break for a while.
okay. Hey, Kenny, that's good. On the end of the night. Now, if you're one of those people that worry about analytics, that does affect you when you do take a break, by the way.
I'm not really worried.
I know you're not, because you're not monetized. You don't worry about monetization.
Nah.
But I
No,
just want to let you
because,
know it does affect, if you follow your analytics, it does affect you. So when they do their qualifications for like getting monetized, I know you're already monetized in the sense that you just don't have it open. One of the things is you have to do it within 365 days. I've been on this channel for since 2019, and I got 500 watch hours right now. 500, that's it, since 2000. But that's only in 365-day period. That's not including the whole time on my channel, right? You know?
Yeah.
But it's based on that 365-day period, you know. So once you start a break, there's going to be, once you keep moving forward, there's that break's still going to be within that 365 days until that break is cleared, and then you can start getting the hours in. Yeah.
Yeah, and Danny D has a question there. She's asking me how Papa is doing. He is hanging in there. He's doing okay. They're, like I said, they're still trying to figure out why his electrolytes, his potassium, and all that stuff keeps getting out of whack. Because like I said, his potassium, for some odd reason, can be good one minute and bad the next, and it's up and down like a yo-yo. And so they're trying to get that under control and stuff, and things like that. But other than that, I actually posted a picture. I know it's an older picture. It was from back in
I saw it.
Back in 2022 of when
Your dad and his Father's Day tomorrow.
It's Father's Day tomorrow. Because unfortunately, where transportation services don't run on weekends.
Sunday, yeah.
I can't go see my dad on the weekends. So, but I did want to wish him a happy Father's Day, and I'm thankful.
Happy Father's Day, Papa. Sorry.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you, Dad. If you ever go back and watch the replay on this live stream. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to wish him a happy Father's Day and be thankful for him and glad he's still around. Because, yeah, if you have your father out there, make sure you cherish him, love him, and make memories with him, because you never know when it might be your last time with him. So
my biological father who we thought was a family friend. Long story. He passed away when I was 3, and my father, who you would know as a father, he passed away when I was 7. So I haven't had a father figure in my life until 2012, and now he passed away. So a lot of hurts going on. So we're going to move on to Dewey here. Dewey, what do you got going on with your channels?
Well, tonight we've got 10 o'clock. We have the sexual peekaboo. We'll be playing bingo tonight with the sex theme. So anybody who
explain to people really what sexual peekaboo is, because some people think you're going to have nudity and everything.
It was a show that Danny and I started. We discussed basically any kind of topics of an LGBTQ nature and sex. So we had a Marco Polo channel called After Dark, which basically was no holds barred. We had just selected people in there that can handle it without harassing and stuff. And we talk about anything and everything. Well, now we've grown it into a YouTube channel, and sometimes we talk about serious topics. Sometimes we have fun and we'll play games. Sometimes we have just an open discussion. It's like, it's meant to be a healthy tool.
And that's what it is. And that's why I like that allow you to share your story about what it is, Dewey, because we need to really clarify what your thing is. Some people might think it as something that's not.
It's not just a way a bunch of perverts to get off.
That's right. It's so for me. So me and Ananda, we join your show. We're week 1 winners of Dirty Laundry.
But we have fun and educate at the same time. So,
and it's not just for gay community. It's for straight people. Me and Ananda are straight, right? You know what I mean?
We try to get all kinds of input on the topics, and we try to make the topics, like, even if we talk about a topic that looks of a gay nature or something like that, we try to look at it from both ends, from our side as well as from a straight side, and answer questions people have and allow them the opportunity to ask those questions and to learn and educate.
And that's why I join your show, Dewey, is because, for one, I'm straight, but I'm able to get to know you better, right? You know me as a human being, instead of thinking, Dewey's what? You know what? We shouldn't be. Sex should be an open thing. We shouldn't be uncomfortable. It shouldn't be taboo. It shouldn't be hidden. Now, I'm not saying, well, Dewey, last night I sucked. No, that's not what I mean. We need to be open and honest about it and share, information about what it's all about, right?
Or you educate people, hopefully the less closed off they will be about thinking about certain topics and stuff too, when they become, because when people don't know, that's when they get fearful and start closing themselves off from those experiences and those people. Whereas if you get educated and you understand, then it makes a whole big difference. So
yeah. So Michael Ann's going to come for bingo, but I need to say this. I lost my father in 2013 at the age of 65. Sorry about hearing that, Joe. I know what it's like, man.
Yeah.
We all 3 of us understands what that's all about.
Yeah, I lost my mom at a really young age. She was only 31, 32, somewhere like that. And
wow, I didn't realize she was that young, Kenny.
I was only about 9.5, maybe going on 10 when I lost my mom. So
wow.
Yeah, well, she had diabetes really bad, and instead of doing what the doctors told her to do, she decided to listen to her so-called friends and did what they wanted her to do, and she wound up developing a process what they call ketone acidosis.
Yeah.
And that is actually what killed her, was from that, because her sugars would run anywhere. They'd be so high off the charts that they wouldn't even register on a glucometer.
You know, Kenny
Yeah.
and Dewey, because do you mind if I say?
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm at? Yeah. We're both type 2, Kenny, me and Dewey, right? And then Papa, he was type 2, and your mom, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to ask, since this is a peer support group, you know, I might be the facilitator and everything, but I have struggles as well, right?
Yeah.
And everybody, including Ananda, my mother-in-laws, I have 2 mother-in-laws, by the way. I have 2 mummies. Kenny, just think about that. You'll gain an extra set of parents if they're still around, right? You know, getting married. So I have 2 mummies. And so anyway, guys, you know, I'm struggling with trying to stay on track with the proper healthy diets and stuff. And I just hope you guys can help me to hold me accountable. Just, you know, ask me those kinds of questions in the future if you can. Because I was just going to ask you, how's your diabetes going, Dewey?
It's been doing real good. I had a problem earlier this year where my numbers were running high, but they're back down where they should be again. So I don't know what was running them high then, but now at least they're better.
Well, so far, so good. Out of all the tests I've had done on lab work and all that stuff, my numbers have been really good, and they've been very pleased. So
that's good, Kenny. Keep it up.
They've told me that as of right now, I am far from being a diabetic. So
because it can be hereditary as well. And the reason why I'm saying that, Kenny, if I can say it this way, Papa, your mom, right?
My dad's brothers got it.
And we lost Papa Mozo.
Yes.
And you would think I would pay attention to that stuff. You know, he get. You know how I had a relationship with Papa Mozo, right, Kenny? I was one of his mods and stuff like that. And he was very inspiring to me. And that's what inspired me to do this channel, right? And, you know, he had diabetes and he had struggles with it as well, right? And it's tough. Diabetes is really tough to deal with. And we need, I'm hoping that you guys can help me to keep pushing me back. Remind me of Papa Mozu and remind me of your papa and your mom, Kenny. And it's the same with you. I'm not saying you're not watching out, but we still get carried away with that kind of stuff and we forget.
Yeah. Well, I can honestly say that I've been very. I can honestly say I don't eat a lot of breads or pastas, and
do you like them?
I like them, but I just don't eat a lot of them.
So what is
that was one of the, because I took one of my doctor's advice one time, because he said that
sorry guys,
that usually when you eat a lot of bread and pastas, with that being a carb and a starch that turns into sugar when it digests, that usually what brings on the onset of diabetes when you eat a lot of those.
But what I'm saying though, Kenny, within that, okay, you and I both know what's healthy and what's not healthy for us. We all know that. But with diabetes, even though we have that threat in our brain saying, look, hey, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. Your mom, your papa, right? Papa also. They've already have had to deal with their part with diabetes. And so we're alive. We're here. We need to pay attention. You would think our brains would clue in to saying, look, we shouldn't eat this, but it's not, right? And so that's what I was asking you, Kenny. Where is it that you are? Is it because your papa and your mom had to deal with diabetes? Is that why you won't eat that? Because I know I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, that's. I choose to not eat a lot of that stuff is because of the diabetes running in my family, and I don't want to add more health issues to myself than what I already have. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's the reason why I try to kind of watch what I eat and stuff, and not eat a lot of the bread, the pastas, and the.
I
Now
guess what I'm trying to say,
I will eat sweets every now and then, but there again, that's not an everyday. That's not an everyday thing for me. That I
what,
will eat some
Kenny,
sweets.
what I was getting at also is what is the root of helping you to be faithful in not going after the pastas and stuff like that? What is it, the drive that makes you say, you know what? No, because I really like pasta. You know, my thing is bread. I can eat a peanut butter sandwich every single day, multiple times a day.
I just kind of, I just kind of put my mindset to it to not.
Is there something that drives your mindset to that?
Every now and then maybe, but not like an everyday thing.
Because like Dewey and I, we know, okay, you eat that piece of candy, it's going to do something to us. We know that. But we'll go and eat it the other day, right? So what I'm trying to find with you, Kenny, because you say you don't, right? I'm trying to find that.
I'll eat pasta and bread every now and then, but it's not an all the time everyday thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay to eat. So even diabetics, there's nothing wrong with having a piece of candy. There's nothing.
Yeah.
On rare occasions, like, you know what I mean? Like, have a piece of candy now, and maybe, you know, in 6 months have another piece of candy. There's nothing wrong with that. Although we don't need candy. We don't. But I do. I have a problem with candy, right? It's the sweets that I'm addicted to. Bread, sugar, right? All these things that have sugar in it, that's what I'm addicted to, right? And so you seem to have control over that. And there's a magic something inside of you that keeps you from saying, you know what, I'll just have one piece of candy today and not eat anymore.
Yeah. Well, I just gotta. All I can say is I just got a mindset to do that. And see, I'm more of like a fruit and vegetable eater, like a salad.
Good for you.
Like a salad. And I love my meats. I do love my meats. I like burgers and chicken and things like that. You know, stuff like that.
Who can make the da 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 the Candy Man.
I need to bug out too because I have got to go to the bathroom and I gotta.
Ironically, so do I, Dewey. I was just about to go. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys have a great, wonderful week. I hope to see you here next week. And Dewey, please be safe because I keep worrying about you. Because last night I seen the weather thing and it's going right over top of Fort Lauderdale, and it just
we've been.
And I see all that flooding crap going on. Kenny, I hope you feel really better. You know,
yeah, I do. I'm gonna try to go to church in a little while. So,
and I'm gonna miss you, little buddy. You know, I hope to see you back soon. You can still come check me out. You know what I mean?
I will.
Monday night trivia is going to be Ananda's favorite travel places or places she wants to visit. So it's Ananda's turn.
I'll come around
at 5 for Father's Day.
That's right. That's right. I will be there. 5 on Dewey's Bingo.
Yep. Famous Fathers tomorrow at 5. So.
And yes, we're going to go have a nap, Danny. and we'll let you know how it went later if you come over to do it.
Yeah, it's 1:30 your time.
What's that, Kenny?
It's 1:30 your time, 4:30 my time.
Yep, it's actually 1:25, but that's okay. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for coming. Joe, Danny, Michael Ann, my sisters, they're probably long gone. They do their thing. Everyone else, thank you for coming in. Hope to see you guys next week. Have a great week, everyone. And I usually have a spiel. And Nanda's usually here with me. She's not here to help me. We go live every Saturday with the Cognitive Nomad Show at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. Next week, June 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 p.m. Pacific, we'll be having mental health trivia. So next week is going to be trivia for here on next. It's about mental health, guys. So I was supposed to do it this week, but I didn't. Dewey, you can go if you want, because I got to go pee too.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Have a good one. We want to thank you all for your love and support. We appreciate you all. Larry and Anna from Cognitive Nomad. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, remember, you're not alone. You're right, Kenny? You know that, right?
That is correct.
You're not alone.
I am waiting for a show to begin, and I am hoping for a draw and not for a win, but this might be a no.